What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media, and welcome back for part number 4 of our live Pokemon Showdown UU session featuring the lovely Specs Mienshao, which unfortunately hasn't been putting in as much work as I would have liked it to, but it's still fun to watch it get a couple of kills. That's probably all it's going to get throughout this whole session, but still. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the session. If you would like to show your support, of course, as always, you can do so by clicking that like button, or you can leave your thoughts down in the comment section if you have anything you'd like to share, any suggestions. Any of those things are always welcome. So let's go ahead and search for another battle here, as I don't know what I wanted to say there. I had something, and then it was gone, because that's how my brain works. I do hope that we run into somewhat of an interesting team, though. That'd be cool. Wow, this team is very threatening. I see the Mienshao. I see the Crocoon, of course. That's fine because we have a Toxicroak. The Entei actually could prove to be a very big problem. I see the Amoonguss, which is kind of unusual. And my opponent's going to give me a good luck, have fun, so that's cool. Let's see, what do I want to lead with here? Possibly the Braviary? Possibly just the Gligar. Oh, this is a subscriber. It's Life Orb Walrus. Oh, wait a minute. This is the guy that inspired this session on Twitter. I was talking to him, and he kind of gave me the base for this set, and I tweaked it a little bit, and that's what I went with. So I think he's running Specs Mienshao too. This is great. This is freaking great. Shout out to Life Orb Walrus, though. I don't think he goes by that on YouTube, so if you see him in the you won't see him in the comment section, because I don't think he goes by that on YouTube. I think he has like a Spheal icon or something. Pretty sure that's him. Anyway, so he's going to be quite a challenge. Kind of surprised he has a Suicune, though. Like, since when do my subscribers use Suicune? Maybe it's going to be some kind of interesting set. Who knows? So we have Amoonguss versus Nightwing here, and I kind of want to just knock off. Kind of do. Getting up Stealth Rocks isn't too great at this point, just because he has Fortress to spin, and he's just going to put me to sleep. That is to be expected, I suppose. Out of everything on my team, though, that's probably the one thing I would want to have asleep, because I have a lot of... Actually, the rest of the team is basically just offensive. I have a couple of things that can take some hits, like Blastoise, and I keep wanting to call that Heliolisk, but it's not Heliolisk, it's Electros. So, yeah, they can take hits, but they're still offensive-oriented. Gligar's really my only defensive Pokemon. So I'm going to go into Kerm here, as he is going to go into Entei, actually. That may have been a prediction on his part. I'm not really sure. I mean, Amoonguss can't really do anything to Toxicroak, so it makes sense. And he goes for the Sacred Fire, which does about 35%, which is honestly a lot against a physically defensive Gligar. So that might just be Banded Entei. He is the shiny variant, which means he probably has extreme speed. And that also tells me that he's probably banded, because these Scarf variants don't normally need extreme speed. That should be common sense, though. He's going to go into Houndoom, and I still can't do anything to this. I did burn a Sleep Turn, which is nice, I suppose. But I am going to go into Heliolisk here, because I can take several hits from this, as he misses a Fire Blast, which is a bit unfortunate, not going to lie. I will go for Volt Switch here, because that's the only thing I have to hit it. As, yeah, 43%. I mean, it's still just a 3-hit KO. As I'm going to say, unfortunate misses, unfortunate in the chat there. That stinks. It really does. It's an 85% accuracy move. So, how about the bulk on Electros, though? Only getting 3-hit KO'd by Mega Houndoom's Fire Blast. That's disgusting bulk. That's absolutely disgusting bulk. So, let's see what I want to do here. I can just return, I suppose. Or I can Brave Bird. Yeah, I want to Brave Bird in case he goes into Fortress. I can still get off a decent amount of damage on that. So, because that's really his only switch. Otherwise, Braviary just poops on everything. He goes into Suicune, actually, and that takes a solid chunk. That's Adamant Braviary, though. A Brave Bird only does 37%. That's why Suicune is broken as anything. So that's not even going to... Is that even going to be a 3 KO? No. No. He goes into Entei as I switch in Toxicroak, so that was a good prediction on his part. He's outplaying me right now. Not gonna lie, the only thing I really had going for me was that miss. That's about it. He's pulled the correct switches at the right times here. This thing can just kill me with the Sacred Fire. And and that's what he's going to go for. I really don't have any switch-ins to that other than Blastoise, and he can just, at that point, go into Suicune if he wants to. Sacred Fire is going to take out Gligar, which stinks because having Rocks up for this Entei could prove to be the difference in the match, because having it just come in and spam Sacred Fire is really bad. Really, really bad. I am going to go into Blastoise now, and he's probably going to predict a Water-type move, so I am going to click Ice Beam, predicting him to switch into the Amoonguss. I feel like that's my best play here. So, a little bit of a ballsy play, but I don't think he wants to stay in. No, he is going to go into the Amoonguss, so we're going to get some solid damage off on this, and we get a crit, 66%. He pretty much has to switch here, because he's going to want to get the Regenerator off. He's not going to just sack this for no reason. Probably going to go into Suicune, I would guess. It's really his only switch at this point. But either way, my play is Scald. Dark Pulse could probably do a decent amount to Suicune, but I think trying to get a burn on that could be more beneficial. I mean, he could just rest it off. But if we can pressure him to have to go for rest, that would be great, because that could allow me to get a safe switch into something like Toxicroak. I'm not too worried about that Suicune, honestly. Even if it rests, it most likely has absolutely nothing to hit Toxicroak. And that's why Toxicroak is amazing in UU. He goes into Mienshao, and that does 98%. 98%. That's a Scald. 98%. That's ridiculous. This thing has Regenerator too. I'm assuming that's what he's carrying. I kind of want to go into my own Mienshao, because my Mienshao is not doing anything in this match. It doesn't outspeed the Houndoom, so we just die. And yeah, everything on his team basically just kills it. So it's kind of the weakest link, especially because I don't have the HP Fire. If I did, I could save it for Fortress. But I think instead of taking damage on Blastoise, it's in my best interest to just kind of sack it at this point. So that's what I'm going to do, as he goes for the R-Sphere, and I'm just dead. Yeah, he is the Specs Mienshao. That's great. I was really hoping that one of us would get a kill with it, so at least he did. That's awesome. Specs Mienshao taking out another Specs Mienshao. Not even bad. Now, we can just get a safe switch into Braviary, and pretty much every time this happens, something on his team is going to die. This really just poops on his team, and nothing else on my team really does that, so we need to try to make these hits count. He could just sack this. Looking at my team, it's not doing a whole lot. It's not going to do much to Assault Vest Electros. And Toxicroak can most likely just kill it with a Sucker Punch, even though it's resisted, because Mienshao is frail as can be. So we can just Brave Bird all day. And with that prior damage on Suicune, we might even be able to 2-hit KO that, so I don't think he's going to switch that in. Now, he's going to go into the Fortress, actually, as I U-turn, not Brave Bird. So I probably should have Brave Birded there. I was talking about how I just get a kill, but Fortress was not worn down enough. So I ended up clicking U-turn and decided to not tell you guys about it. That's basically what happened. Okay, so we're going to go into Electros here. I can threaten this out with a Flamethrower. And he could try to go into Entei. If he gets a safe switch into that, something either just dies or takes big damage. I kind of want a Volt Switch here. Knocking off this thing's lefties would be great too, to keep it from getting back up to Sturdy. We have options. He doesn't have any immunities to electricity though, so that does work in my favor, as he does pull the switch into Amoonguss, predicting either a knockoff or a Volt Switch. I mean, I guess it didn't matter. He just predicted me to not go for Flamethrower there, and he was right. Now I'm back into Braviary, and should I go for Brave Bird this time? I mean, I think I should have went for it last time, even though I knew he was going to switch. I think we need to try to get some big damage off on something. If he stays in, Amoonguss is dead. I don't think he's going to do that. He'll probably switch out to try to get that Regenerator. Mienshao dies. Oh, he just leaves it in. Okay, so I don't have to worry about being put to sleep. That's great. I was not expecting him to sack that there, but I guess he thought that taking damage on Fortress was not going to be a good thing for him. So we shall see what happens here. He doesn't have very many options here. I don't know if Extreme Speed from Entei will kill from there, so yeah, he has to go into Fortress. because pretty sure Houndoom just dies. Suicune would get 2-hit KO'd from a Brave Bird from where it's at. Mienshao obviously just dies to everything. So I guess we go back out into Electros here. Depends. Is he going to Volt Switch? Is he going to set up rocks? Kind of want to go into Toxicroak too. I kind of do. But we can also predict hazards and go into Blastoise. The problem is if he Volt Switches and gets momentum, that's not going to be good for me. He doesn't have too much on his team for Blastoise. So I'm going to go into Blastoise and see what he does. And he does go for the Volt Switch. That doesn't really do too much damage. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm more worried about the momentum. Because, what is he going to go into? Houndoom, I guess. It's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, he is going to go into the Houndoom. That's not going to take a Scald, I don't think. Or if it does, it's barely going to take it. This is a tough call here. He could also just Destiny Bond, and that's kind of what I'm worried about. But trading Blastoise for Houndoom is not the worst thing in the world, because Blastoise does not beat Suicune. I don't take a lot of damage from it, but I don't beat it. This is not good. This is not a good situation to be in. I mean, at least I don't feel like I'm getting outplayed like I was at the beginning of the match, because I do think he was outplaying me there. I'm going to switch in Electros predicting the Destiny Bond, and he does go for it. So that's good. And now we can Volt Switch, because that won't kill. And we'll get a safe switch into something. Fire Blast doesn't kill me from there. And that's going to leave him with 11%. If only I had T-Bolt, that would have killed. But I do not. So our only option here really is to just go into Braviary again, I would think. I don't want to go into Blastoise and take more damage, I don't think. So I can threaten him out with with Braviary. And kind of force him to go into, I guess, Fortress? But I'm going to U-turn either way, because I'm going to get some momentum here. If he leaves Houndoom in, U-turn will kill it. And yeah, so we're going to get damage off on something and get some momentum. So that's good. I mean, unless he leaves the Houndoom in which case he gets the momentum, because he'll get to see what I send in via U-turn first before he chooses. But you get my point. He is going to switch into the Suicune, I guess predicting the U-turn. Because that was going to get 2-hit KO'd by Brave Bird. And that was actually a really good play on my opponent's part, because even though U-turn probably would have done less to Fortress, he realizes that Suicune is not doing too much for him at this point. When you look at my team and Toxicroak is still at full health, Suicune cannot touch it most likely, and the only thing it could have would be like Ice Beam maybe. There are some that carry Air Slash, but it's very rare. I'm not going to predict him to have that. So usually Toxicroak is a completely safe switch here, and we can just Drain Punch something. Or Swords Dance. We can do whatever we want. Suicune is not a threat. It is not a threat, and he might actually want to save it. Now that he has the opportunity to, he didn't have to take extra damage on it, so he is going to go into the Fortress here, and that's Physically Defensive Fortress because it only takes 25% from a Drain Punch. Yikes. I can SD on this, because he has Volt Switch, which means he probably doesn't have the Gyro Ball. He's probably got Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, which he hasn't shown yet, and he may actually go for that here, because I can't do anything about it. I don't know what his other move would be. I don't think it's Gyro Ball. So I'm going to go for the Swords Dance, as he does go for the Stealth Rock, and this is now a big problem for him, because something has to take big damage. If he lets something die, which is probably going to be Mienshao, now that I'm thinking about it, that would probably be his best thing to let take damage, because that's not doing too much against my team. Entei, you don't want to take damage on that, because that Bandit Extreme Speed might be what wins in the game. Because I've got priority on this Toxicroak, and the Choice Scarf Braviary, like I said before, just absolutely poops on his team. He doesn't have a Scarfer. So yeah, he opts to just stay in. He takes 52% from that Drain Punch, and he does go for the Volt Switch, which doesn't do too much. And we'll see what he goes into here. My guess is Entei. because he can out-prioritize my Sucker Punch with an Extreme Speed, and there's not really anything I can do about it. That might just kill, too. An Extreme Speed might just kill Toxicroak because I'm not the bulkiest thing in the world. I'm a frog. So what can I say? What can I say? This is a really, really good battle. This is going to end up being a long video because we're already like 15 minutes in. But, yeah, this is a really good battle. This guy's a good battler. I approve. I approve. So, he does go into the Entei as expected. I think he might actually win this. He's got 5 Mons left. It's not looking too good for me. Even though that Fortress is weakened, which is really something that I needed, not having rocks up is not a good thing. Because this Entei just keeps coming in. So I guess the misplay of the match for me was letting Gligar go down without at least attempting to get those rocks up. I'm going to sack off I always want to call this Heliolisk. Why? Why do I do this? I'm going to sack off Electros to see what he locks himself into. It is going to be Sacred Fire, which means I get a safe switch into Blastoise at this point. And, let's see. I still think that he wants to sack off that Mienshao at this point. Because he can sack off the Mienshao and then go into Houndoom and Destiny Bond. And at that point, no, he's going to go into Fortress and sack that off, I guess. That just dies to a Scald. Why is he saving the Mienshao? What does he need that for? Because it outspeeds Toxicroak? But, I mean, Sucker Punch, if I'm at +2, will probably just still kill it. It'll do a lot of damage even when I'm not at +2 because Mienshao is so freaking frail. I don't know. I do not know. He's going to go into Houndoom now because he can't kill me with Entei and Suicune. It just doesn't make any sense to go into Suicune because I'll just go right into Toxicroak and get a free setup. Unless he wants to try to pull a cheeky double, but no. He is going to go into the Houndoom as expected. I don't know. I should probably Rapid Spin predicting a Destiny Bond here to get rid of these rocks just so that Braviary isn't taking 25% because I want to be able to just spam Brave Bird. I mean, I guess I could even spam Return now that Fortress is gone, but Brave Bird is stronger. As he does go for the Destiny Bond, Rapid Spin does not kill, and we get rid of those rocks. With Fortress gone, we don't have to worry about those hazards anymore, which is great. Now the question is, are you going to be real and double Destiny Bond here? Or are you going to go for any type of prediction? I don't want to take damage on something like Toxicroak. I can't switch. I can't risk losing Toxicroak or Braviary, because then Suicune just wins. Suicune wins if I lose Toxicroak, and if I lose Braviary, yeah, I still just lose. I still just lose. I don't need Blastoise. That's just what it comes down to. He's the least useful despite being relatively healthy. I think we need to just risk the biscuit and see if he's going to go and overpredict and go for a Fire Blast here to see if he can catch Toxicroak switching in. No, he is going to go for the Destiny Bond, which was the right play. The ballsy play, but it's a good play. And we're both going to go down there. So Mega for Mega. This is going to come down to the very, very end. Now I need to be careful. I guess I go into Braviary to get some damage off on something. If he goes into Suicune, I U-turn. If he goes into Entei or Mienshao, I just Brave Bird. Because Suicune, I believe, gets 2-hit KO'd. So that's the plan here. Going right into Toxicroak doesn't make too much sense, just because if he goes into Entei, I'm kind of screwed, and I have no switch-ins. So I really only have one play. He probably knows this, and he is going to go straight into the Entei. And will Extreme Speed kill me from there? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. It is possible. Sacred Fire definitely kills, but he's going to have to take a hit first, and that could put him into a range where Sucker Punch might kill. So that could be bad. I don't think I have any other play other than to go for Brave Bird. I need to get off as much damage as possible, even if it means taking some recoil. Or I can just return, I guess, to be safer, just to ensure that I live a hit, maybe, if he goes for Extreme Speed. But yeah, I have to click Brave Bird. So it does 70% to this Entei, and he goes for the Sacred Fire to kill me. Now I think he has to switch because I want to say that a Sucker Punch from a Life Orb Toxicroak will kill Entei. And if we kill Entei, we win the game. It comes down to Toxicroak versus Entei. Suicune cannot touch me. Mienshao most likely will die here. Now it's a 50-50. If he stays in and Sacred Fires, and I try to predict that and go for a Swords Dance, or predict him to switch out, I mean, and go for a Swords Dance, he wins because Sacred Fire kills. I don't know if he wants to risk the Sucker Punch. I haven't shown it to him yet, but I still think he's going to switch. My gosh, this is so tense. This is so tense. We really need Kerm to take it back from us. Oh, we're down 3-1 here, and he does go into the Mienshao. I really wanted to predict that and go for SD. I really, really did. I guess I have to Sucker Punch again. I think we lost. I really think we lost. Because Sucker Punch will kill this, I'm pretty sure. It'll do 35% to a Mienshao, even though it's a resisted hit. He's going to attack me. He has no reason not to. Because he can't risk going into Entei and taking extra damage, because then he just loses. His only play is to go for an attacking move, so I will go for the Sucker Punch. But then we have to take Life Orb damage, and I want to say, yeah, Mienshao just dies to that, so that's great. But at 63%, are we really going to take a Choice Banded Extreme Speed from an Entei? I don't think we will. We can't go for Sucker Punch because it will fail. And it does 61%. We survive on 2, and Entei dies to a Drain Punch. And we get outside of the range of where Life Orb would kill us as Suicune comes in. I think we just won because I'm pretty sure this thing can't touch me. I want to say this thing only has Scald. Please don't have Air Slash or Ice Beam. Okay, we get some HP back there, and he's going to rest. Maybe he does have something to hit me? I don't know. I really don't know. This is so ridiculously tense. My heart is beating so fast right now. Oh, Kerm. We're going to go for a Swords Dance as he stays asleep. He doesn't have Rest Talk. Maybe he did have a move to hit me. He's going to give me a GG, actually. Oh, maybe he doesn't have anything to hit me. I don't know. He says min roll on E-Speed. Well, that is unfortunate. I mean, I really thought E-Speed was going to kill there. I really, really did, so that would not surprise me if that was a min roll. As we are going to take out the Suicune with a Drain Punch after getting up to +2. Actually, 2 Drain Punches. And the Suicune goes down. So he was pretty high on the ladder, too. Or not really high, but, you know, higher than we are. So that's something. So I'm going to give him a GG either way. I kind of want to calc that to see if that really was. I was going to tell him to say hi to YouTube, but he left. I guess he's in the middle of laddering or something. I kind of want to check. Let's pull up the calculator here. I don't know if any of this is going to get cropped out because I do crop the screen a little bit. So hopefully you can kind of see it. So we have Toxicroak and we have Entei. That does 60.9 was the min roll, and it did, I think, 61%. He did get min rolled. That did 61, right? Did 61%? Where was that? Where was that? Yep, it did 60.6-ish%. Did I have anything in H? I may have the extra 4 in HP or something. That really stinks. He would have won the game there as long as he didn't get that min roll, so I think he should have won that, to be completely honest. I think it was a pretty even match, though. He kind of outplayed me in the beginning. I kind of made some good plays and good predictions towards the middle, and then the end was just tense as anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for the match. If you see him in the comment section, give him a GG, because that was incredible. That was incredible. So much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do, and I will see you for part number 5. But until then, game on.